everyone, and welcome to the Moonlit Corner. Today I'll be showing you how to make my famous homemade banana bread with chocolate chips. Everyone seems to love this recipe, so I will get started showing you. First of all, you're going to need about 3 to 4 bananas. These are kind of large, so I'm only going to do 3 bananas. You'll also need 1 1/4 cups of sugar, a 1/2 cup of margarine softened. I like to use imperial margarine in my baking chocolate chip cookies as well as banana bread. That seems to work the best. So let's get started with those ingredients first, and then I'll show you the rest of it. All right, so we're all ready to put in our butter. Well, actually this is margarine. And our 1 1/2 cups of sugar. So we'll be using an egg replacer in our banana bread today. I started using this during beginning of the pandemic because you couldn't really find eggs anywhere. So I went with Bob's Red Mill, and I really, really like it. And shortly after that, I found out that I have an intolerance to eggs. So actually it was a great thing that I found this. So we're going to need 2 eggs in this recipe. So for 1 egg, you need 1 tablespoon of the egg replacer and then 2 tablespoons of water. So I need 2 eggs, so I'll be using 2 tablespoons. This is a 2 tablespoon one. Put that in my cup. And then I have, this is just kind of room temperature, maybe a little bit more than room temperature water that I'll be pouring in. So I'll need 2 of these. So it's 1 to 2 parts for that. Now I will grab a fork to mix it up. Sometimes it turns out a little lumpy. You have to just keep stirring it. And if you think it's a little bit too thick, you might need to add a little bit of water in before it starts to set. This actually looks pretty good today. Now it's ready, and I will just pour it into my mix with the butter, bananas, and sugar. Get it all out of there. It's pretty sticky. Next, we'll be adding the buttermilk. Now, since I'm not using dairy to make it vegan, I make my own buttermilk. And what the recipe is, for every 1 cup of milk or something like coconut milk, almond milk, oat milk, you put 1 teaspoon of lemon juice in it. So I'll be using a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice and enough coconut milk or oat milk or almond milk to equal 1/2 of a cup. All right, our vegan buttermilk is all ready to go into our mixer. Okay, next is going to be 2 1/2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of vanilla. I like to choose this vanilla. It's a vanilla paste and has vanilla bean in it. It's really, really good.
I'm supposed to measure out a teaspoon, but I'm pretty good at guessing about what a teaspoon is. It never hurts if you put a little more in. About halfway through, I stop and scrape the sides of the bowl. You also want to make sure that you preheat your oven at 350 degrees. Okay, and we will scrape the bowl one last time before we pour it into the pan of our choice. You can either grease and flour your pan, or you can do what I do and just use cooking spray. Make sure you spray it evenly in all the edges and around the sides really good so that your banana bread doesn't stick when it comes out. All right, it's all ready to go. I'm gonna pour it into here. Make sure I scrape the sides really well. And we'll spread it out. All right, it's time to put it in the oven. Usually bake it in the oven, 350 degrees for about 45 to 55 minutes. I check it in about 45 minutes, check it again at 50, and then again at 55. And while we wait for the banana bread, here's Truffles. Truffles. Hi, Truffles. Hi, Freckles. Waiting for the banana bread. Okay, the timer went off, so I think it's done. Test it. Yep, it's done. I'll take this out and let it cool for about 5 minutes or so. And then I'll flip it over onto a cooling rack or a plate and let it continue to cool for a little while. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes since it came out of the oven. So I'm going to flip it over onto a cooling rack. All right, so the banana bread's all cooled off and ready to eat. You can store this banana bread on your counter for about 5 days or in the refrigerator for up to 10, or you can freeze it. It freezes really, really well. And here is the finished product.